All right, so we were able to successfully go find some information about when we started searching to when we finished, but now let's go ahead and write some code so for when we actually get information back saying, hey, we found a Bluetooth device, how do we work with it? So what we're going to do is add another if statement here. So we're just going to add an else if on this. Let's go ahead and get that set up. And similarly as above, we want to check this. But in this situation, rather than working with the Bluetooth adapter, we want to work with the Bluetooth device. So we're going to go ahead and type in here Bluetooth device dot action, and we want to do the action found that tells us, hey, we got something new, and see if this is equal to the action string that we had pulled out earlier. So if that's the case, this means that they found an actual Bluetooth device, and now we can learn some information about this. So there's a couple of things that we can do here. So the first one is we have to extract the Bluetooth device. So we're going to say capital Bluetooth device is equal to device, or device is equal to, and this is where we're going to go and grab the intent and say intent dot get, and we want the parsable extra. And once we have that, we are looking for capital Bluetooth device dot extra device. Okay, and then this Bluetooth device class here, this allows us to get information about whatever it is that we had just grabbed. And let's see what sort of error it is that we're having a problem with here. Yeah, I believe we got, I didn't want parsable array extra, I just wanted parsable extra. Yeah, I could see why there would be an error if I told them that was going to be an array. All right, so with that in place, there's a couple of cool things that we can do with the device, and you can really just see them with the autocomplete. If you just do device dot and say get, for example, you could get the address, the Bluetooth class, bound state, name, type, UUIDs, like all sorts of different cool things. The main ones that we want to be looking for are the address and the name. So if we have a name, that's going to be the best one to move forward with. The next best thing would be the address. And then we also can find out how strong our signal is to something by using getting into something called RSSI. And so let's go ahead and dive into each of these. I'm just going to make a bunch of strings. So the first one is going to be the name. So we'll just say string name is equal to the device.getName. The next item that we're going to be looking for is we want to go ahead and get the address. So we're going to say address is equal to device.getAddress. And then lastly, in order to get the RSSI, it's a little bit of a multi-step process here. So the first thing that we want to do is this one's going to be represented by an int. So we're going to say int RSSI is equal to, okay, and this is where it gets a little crazy. We're going to say intent dot get short extra, just like we had done before. And then inside of here, we want to do capital Bluetooth device dot, and then we're going to say extra, and we want the RSSI. So this tells us about that. Also, we're going to say, we're going to do capital short here to say that we want the minimum value. Okay, so this gives us back an RSSI. These are kind of tricky numbers where I think essentially they're almost always negative numbers, and the more negative the number is, the stronger the connection you have. So you can kind of prioritize which Bluetooth devices are near or far away from you. But we are able to then take this RSSI information and we could turn it into a string. So as a matter of fact, if we wanted to go ahead and convert this to a string, we could say integer dot to string. Let's go ahead and pass in this whole shebang here. All right, which then means we're going to have to say that this should be represented as a string, but that should make it easier when we're logging all this. So if this all works, let's go ahead and do the most epic log we've done yet in this course. Yeah! We're going to say device found, and this is the information that we want to provide. So the first thing that we're going to say is we're going to state what the name is. So we're going to do namespace, and then we're going to add the name. After that, we want to add the address. Okay, space, and then we're going to, you guessed it, add the address. Then after that, we're going to add one more here where we're going to say the last thing you're looking for is the RSSI. And let's go ahead and add that in at the end. RSSI. Excellent. Okay, so a lot of information that we're logging there, but I think we're up to it. So we'll go ahead and run this on the actual device, but logcat, we really want to be paying attention to that one. So let's go ahead and get that ready to rock and roll. And look, oh, I thought that was some information coming through. I have to hit the search button first. So I hit search, and look at this. So we have some information coming through. We have device found, name, null, address, this string of letters and numbers, RSSI, -91. Again, here's another name, null, -80. So apparently this one's closer. -74, even farther away. That one's null, null, null. And you'll notice it's pretty common to have the name be null on most Android devices. Now, for example, I believe if I set up my Bluetooth preferences here on my Mac, this was working earlier. I'm going to say open Bluetooth preferences. Okay, so I've got this open. And now if I go ahead, let me get all the way down to the bottom and I hit search here, I think it should find my MacBook. So it's finding some devices. And look at that. It found NickBook Pro. That's the name of my MacBook here. Kind of dumb joke there. But you know, that sometimes Bluetooth devices can have a name. So, typically you're going to see things like headphones would have a name. I'm honestly trying to figure out what these different Bluetooth devices are around me. I know that I have another computer here, and my guess is that computers, when they're not actively looking for Bluetooth like this, don't broadcast a proper name. I can't tell you. I'm trying to think about the devices around me. I don't have a solid idea, but it just shows you. I think you'll be interested to see when you run this how many Bluetooth devices there are sort of roaming around your spot. Maybe they're not. Maybe there's no Bluetooth going on. I'm just apparently bathing in Bluetooth, but pretty interesting, all the information that we can find there. So with all of this, I think we're really one step away from finishing our app, and that's that we want to show all this information inside of a list view. And we want to be able to show users, hey, there's a device that has this name. If it has the name, that's the one that we want to show. If not, maybe we could show the address. But I do also think it's worth showing the RSSI so that they can know, hey, how near is this thing? So we're going to go ahead and cover how to do that in the next lecture.